Getting ready for a green and white flag circumstance, we are told. Green is out from Harold Kinder. And now he drops the white out there. And here they are, trying all kinds of lines. As Parsons dives down to the inside underneath Waltrip, moves up on John Cock. That is Benny Parsons on the inside as we get ready to decide it. Last lap. Waltrip down low. Parsons pulls up for second. Trying to draw away. Bonnet back straight away. Here they come. Bonnet in first. Assault is on into turn number 3 for the final time. Bonnet with a little bit of an advantage. Moving up. Closing in comes Parsons. Waltrip fighting for third spot with John Cock as they come down on a turn number 4 to the line. Round 1 of the International Race of Champions is Neil Bonnet. Parsons is second, John Cock third, and finishing fourth was Darrell Waltrip with Johnny Rutherford fifth.
More agricultural racing for Earnhardt.
You know, it's a good thing he went there, Ken. Had he done it somewhere else, he might have wound up in Lake Erie. They got the Coast Guard and the Frogmen out there waiting for just something like that to happen, which, of course, we hope they have the day off.
6 has been Earnhardt. This will push him back. It will put Neil Bonnet back up to 6. It will move into 7th, Danny Ongaias. And it will move Johnny Rutherford into 8th. And I believe now 9th will be Earnhardt with 10th, Ickx, then Fittipaldi and Sneva, who had to stop for tires. On the in-car camera, we may see Dale Earnhardt going for a ride this afternoon. That is Waltrip spinning.
Oh, and he's clouds of dust down there, a local yellow flag on that corner. Oh, the race is exciting right to the very end.
And we're down toward the finish now. Waltrip, a late spinner out here. 1 lap to go on the leader, Cale Yarborough. Derek Bell maintaining second. Waltrip now out of it. Gordon John Cock has moved up another spot into third. This will bring Benny Parsons into fourth, and he'll have a pretty secure hold on first place after 2 rounds of the International Race of Champions, and John Cock becomes more and more of a factor. Gordon John Cock had that crash in Indianapolis, broke his left ankle. He's here without the crutches, but still has to be very careful putting a lot of pressure on that foot. Yarborough in front, about to win his 4th International Race of Champions if it all hangs together. Tires have been a problem for several drivers here today. Tom Sneva, who led a great deal of the time, finally cut one down. Parsons into 4th. Unofficially, they're showing Waltrip in 5th. And Bonnet in 6th with Ongaias back to 7th, Chris.
Well, it's interesting that we've got a stock car driver, a sports car driver, and an Indy car driver in the top 3 positions, just showing how well the organizers of this event did their picking. It's not been a piece of cake for any one form of racing, this International Race of Champions Series.
Last lap for the man who has won 81 Grand National races. Here is Cale Yarborough. Started up in the front row, trying to pull this one out.
Here he comes, 2 turns to go.
Down for the checkered flag comes Cale Yarborough. Checkers are out, and Yarborough will win this afternoon. Derek Bell. Now we're back with Neil Bonnet another time, coming across in second.
Last lap coming up of round 3. IROC. Parsons, can he stay there? Yarborough, will he take it away? Where will Waltrip move? Rutherford, and he storms come through. John Cox sitting back there.
There goes Waltrip. The first to move.
Waltrip on the bottom of the track, low, pulls up beside Earnhardt, squeezes down on Cale Yarborough.
He knows what he wants. He's got a follower.
And as they dice back there, it's a little breather for Parsons. Back
Here's
straight away.
Earnhardt's trying.
Here comes Cale Yarborough. Yarborough to the inside. Yarborough making his move. Waltrip coming with him. Parsons sliding to third. Going back to 4th. Rutherford moves into 3rd. Out in front, it's Cale Yarborough. Waltrip there, knocking on the door. Here they come out of 4, looking for the finish line. It is Cale Yarborough first. Here they come for the tri-oval. Down they come. Yarborough first. Waltrip second. As they blaze down to the line, dropping on the inside comes Waltrip. Side by side. And it looks like Waltrip pulled it off, Chris.
Waltrip by about 14 inches. What a drive. What a finish there. On the apron. He was down on the flat.
Time running out on this one. White flag about to come up.
Here comes Sneva high on the banking.
Waltrip is pulled back up into 7th spot. Waltrip in 7th and closing up. White flag is out. 1 to go. John Crock into 5th position. John Crock into 5th. Parsons in 6th. Waltrip in 7th. Last lap. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. Using up some ground. Now the hole opens up. Here comes Bonnet on the inside out of turn 2. Live from Michigan International Speedway. The final moments for $150,000. They're side by side. It's Bonnet on the inside. You're inside Cale Yarborough's car. They're wheel to wheel going into turn 3. Bottom of the racetrack. Bonnet has the advantage. Yarborough trying to pull alongside in turn 3. On Gaius right there with him.
Side by side for 3rd as well.
Sneva pulls up on Gaius. Now there is the Sneva car, and there is Gaius. They're all together coming down for the checkered flag at the line. Bonnet comes across first. But that will not do it. Sneva will take 3rd at the finish line. The overall winner of the International Race of Champions with most points accumulated goes to Cale Yarborough. Yarborough will win the 4-race series, round 4, won by Bonnet.
Carries his season prize money to over $500,000.
$150,000. Neil Bonnet wins the round. Yarborough wins the war. Back with interviews with the winners today here at Michigan after these messages.
They try to stack him 3 wide. Sideways is Yarborough. He's out of control. Spinning. 3 cars in trouble. A.J. Foyt crashing. Here they come to the line. Waltrip is going to win it. Darrell Waltrip takes it home. Let's see who's going to come across in 2nd. Sideways. It's number 1. Tommy Sneva backwards across the line. A.J. Foyt in for 3rd.
What a finish. It's not over until
It's not over. Here comes 4th place. 4th place at the line goes to Derek Bell. 5th place will go to Harry Gant.
There's the interval to John Watson in the 2nd position. Watson has moved up into 2nd. And there is a lap remaining on the field. 1 lap to go.
There is marks on Rahall's car. He hit Mario's tire. That's why there's no damage shown. The tire marks on the right front corner of Rahall's car. The insurance adjuster will tell us all about that.
Andretti's 3rd, Jochen Boss 4th, and a good battle developing for 5th. Led by Derek Bell in 5th. Gant is in 6th. Waltrip is in 7th. And Waltrip closes up on Harry Gant as time runs out. There you are, taking a look at Harry Gant right behind Derek Bell. At the white car belonging to Harry Gant is running at 6th. You're inside of Bell's car in 5th. And the yellow car is Darrell Waltrip, who won the 1st round, started dead last today, has moved through the field, through attrition, through problems, up into 7th position. Don't forget, next Sunday, CBS Sports takes you to Michigan for the 400. Winston Cup NASCAR Grand National Racing next Sunday, live, 1 o'clock Eastern, here on CBS, the Michigan 400, and in 2 weeks, the Detroit Grand Prix. Back with Bobby Rahal, looking back to John Watson's car. Watson, of course, hoping to be in Detroit to drive the Tolman, one of the Tolman cars they found tires for, and will be at Detroit for the Grand Prix. Certainly like to see John Watson, the 1982 winner from McLaren, at Detroit in a couple of weeks.
It'll be interesting to watch Andretti and Rahal in the next Indianapolis confrontation after this one. The right front corner of Rahal's car, the evidence is there, the black marks, the tire marks on the right front corner of Rahal's car where he nudged Mario Andretti out of 1st place and perhaps out of a shot at the $150,000 series championship money.
Bobby Rahal coming around. Rahal moving in to win his 1st International Racing Champion after a major fender slammer with Mario Andretti in the S's. Watson will come across in the 2nd position, and Mario Andretti will finish 3rd in round 2 of IROC 1985.
At the stripe this time by. Well, down the inside, Labonte has shot it through there.
Okay, he's got it figured out now. Now he can drop back and do it all over again, and the race is his, and the series title will go to Waltrip.
Harry Gant must be in front at the end of this lap for $150,000. Down on the inside, Terry Labonte has the lead. Waltrip's making his move. He's up on Yarborough.
And for Darrell Waltrip, a try that failed. We don't know where to look. The battle for 3rd or the battle for the lead.
Gant on the outside. Remember, he must finish first. Labonte in front. Now it is Gant on the outside going in front by 3 or 4 feet. Here comes Terry Labonte back on the inside, driving for the checkered flag out of turn number 4 to decide $150,000. They're even coming down through the D shape. Here they come the line, still side by side at the line. It
appears to be Harry Gant. Gant's done it. Here's the focal point now for third. Cale will finish third. Waltrip will come across in fourth.
I can't believe Labonte. I don't know why he didn't take a run at Gant as he did before. Here it is again.
All right, in replay, the car on the inside, Terry Labonte. On the outside, right to the wall, comes Harry Gant.
He's pushing Gant high. Now, Labonte ducks way down. The margin of victory is only about 4 feet. Look at how close it is here at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1985 IROC champion is Harry Gant. You'll be ready to meet him right after these messages.
White flag is out. 1 lap remaining. Hans Stuck is back drafting with Hurley Haywood. Here you see Haywood, the number 10 car. He's closed in a bit. Elliott falls off just a tickle here in turn number 2. Back straightaway. Cale looks outside. Elliott looking them both over and pulls up. Here we come for turn number 3. Let's see who will draw back on the bow and try the slingshot.
Now, Hans Stuck is going to see something here. He's back just behind the leading group of 3. Cale goes down low.
Unser's right there.
Elliott high.
Coming down for the finish. Unser using that track perfectly out of 4. Here they come. 1,600, 1,500 feet to the finish. At the line. Beautifully driven, beautifully executed, given to Albuquerque, New Mexico's Al Unser, winning round number 1 of the International Race of Champions. Getting down to checkered flag time. Leave a lap to go, this time by. White flag is out. Al Unser Jr. in front. Ray Hall in second. Waltrip third. Bill Elliott is fourth. Al Unser Sr. in fifth from dead last. Here they are into turn 1. Under the bridge. Now headed uphill slightly. Into the keyhole. And Ray Hall draws away from Waltrip, but Elliott closes in. Last lap.
Elliott may just try that move. He certainly wouldn't know where he wants to make it.
Downhill off that slight negative camber turn. Long straightaway here. Flat foot right through this corner. You never live.
Fastest section of the course.
Down for the S's. Al Unser Jr. has dominated it. We're going to have a new winner in the International Race of Champions. It's going to be 24-year-old Al Unser Jr. Interval down to 2 8/10 of a second. Ray Hall isn't quitting. There's the interval another time. Ray Hall drawing away, leaving Waltrip and Elliott back there to decide what they want to do about third and fourth. Last lap. Total domination today for Al Unser Jr. In fact, for the Unser family. Superlative performance by his dad out of the rear of the field. Around the carousel turn for the final time. Headed down in front of the pits. Start-finish line area coming up. Checkered flag is down. Al Unser Jr. has won round 2 of the International Race of Champions. White flag, 1 lap remaining in IROC round 3. Every car still just 1 second apart. Talk about precision driving. This looks like the 30s. Back at the World's Fair with Lucky Peter and Jimmy Lynch, Chris.
That's right.
Inches apart.
Death Dodgers, they were called.
Yeah, the Death Dodgers indeed. Back straight away.
Okay.
Final lap, and there's the move. Gant takes a look on the outside. Yarborough drops down in the middle. No question, Elliott wants to make a run. Here he comes. The blue car, the light blue car of Elliott pulling up on the inside and down. Here is Unser making his move.
They're all over the lot, Ken.
The skirmish is on. Yarborough stays in front. Behind them, they're 3 and 4 wide. Coming down. Inside of Waltrip's automobile, headed for the tri-oval. As they come to the line, Cale is there. He's being challenged.
The fans are on their feet.
On the inside, up into third, moves Waltrip, falls back. Gant will take second. Yarborough will win it. Time running out. Last lap, and in front, Unser Jr. Right there, Elliott.
Al Unser Jr. is going to be undefeated in IROC road racing competition if he pulls this one off.
That's right. He won at Mid-Ohio. Yeah. Here he is around turn 2, coming up the hill. Al Unser Jr. out in front. Elliott in that second position.
Oh, a run on him.
And as you come up that hill, you just keep your foot down and keep gaining speed all the way up. All right, Elliott is there. Here they come to that very critical turn. Out to the outside comes Elliott. This is going to be a braking contest right here. Down they come, downhill. It's Unser Jr. on the inside. Elliott is on the outside in a white car. They're still side by side. Here they come for that next corner, and Unser gets the block. Now to the other side, moves the Elliott machine, number 1. Tremendous finish here in IROC. Great road racing.
What a try by the outside pass, the most difficult kind of pass in all of automobile racing. Was almost pulled off by Bill Elliott there. It's not over yet. There's a right-hander coming up before they head for the start-finish strike.
And that track fell away in that area where Elliott laid it on the line. Last turn, last shot. Here they come to the line. Give the win to car of Al Unser Jr., number 6. In the ancient land of Lake Seneca here in New York State, Al Unser Jr. has come to victory as we take a look at the race standings. Elliott second, Waltrip third, Ray Hall fourth. Klaus Ludwig came up to 5th. There are the rest of the standings. Let's take a look at the overall series standings for IROC 10. Chris?
Well, it was Al Unser Jr. The Unsers won 3 of the 4 this year, and I think the race itself, though, was interesting. And Al Unser showed himself to be a class driver in that last lap, giving Bill Elliott all the room he needed for that bold try.
Al finished 11th in round 1 at Daytona and came back in the same car on this August 9th to win the race and the series and $164,000. Our thanks to Les Richter, Jay Signori, and Mike Phelps of the International Race of Champions. Al Unser wins IROC 10.
Coming out of turn 4 and toward the white flag. Historically, remember, these are the 2 drivers that battled it out for the Daytona 500 last year. But did you notice Bodine? I'd mentioned this earlier. He actually tried to shake Earnhardt out of his grab. He zigzagged to the inside of the track. He may be trying it again now. I think Bodine is starting to hold his breath. I think he knows he may have this thing in the bag and that Earnhardt does not have the muscle. Earnhardt, however, is trying everything. He's gone high, he's gone low, trying to reduce the drag on his car. Last lap. Out of turn 2, down the back stretch. Half a lap to go. Jeff Bodine trying to win this first of the 4 races that make up the International Race of Championship Series. And Bodine is a man who has not previously won an IROC race. So now as he goes into turn 3, comes out of turn 4 and heads toward the checkered flag, Jeff Bodine is about to hold off Dale Earnhardt and win his first IROC victory. Earnhardt second, Waltrip third, Bill Elliott fourth, and the 4 stock car racers who began this race finished 1, 2, 3, 4 with little Al in 5th place.
Now when Ray Hall comes around this time in front of the start-finish line, he's going to pick up the white flag, which will show him 1 lap to go.
And Bodine, having come up from last to 5th, that is the sort of performance that wins you the IROC Championship, gentlemen, if you don't mind my making a little prediction. So Bodine is looking awfully good as a result of his workmanlike performance. Error-free today, as you saw Michael Andretti locking up the brakes briefly. That makes it perhaps a certain indication that little Al is putting that kind of pressure on it.
Michael is having a freakier and freakier ride now as he tries to hold off little Al with 1 lap to go.
Little Al's got to try it really hard. This is the last lap. But, Sam, that's an indication of the brakes locking up of what you said earlier. They're heavy cars. These guys drive these cars to about 110% of their capabilities. Not saying anything bad about the cars because they're fine race cars. It's just that they are 3,500-pound cars. The brakes catch holy heck sometimes. Oh, they're terrific cars. All right, now, with only about 3/4 of a lap to go, really, little Al has maybe 2, 3 serious opportunities left to make a pass. And he's obviously thinking as hard as he can in there. Michael's going to try to keep him at bay. 3rd place may not seem like that much. It could be the decider down the road in who wins the IROC Championship.
Isn't it fascinating to note that we might be looking forward to about 25 years of this kind of racing between Michael Andretti and Al Unser Jr.?
By golly, they should. Jim, they're both fine race drivers, and they're both young. They have a great future ahead of them. Many, many good years that they could be looking at. And there's Ray Hall quite a bit out in front right now. comfortable, not going to make a mistake. There's young Wally, who's done a very good job behind him, quite a ways behind. No possible passes coming there without Ray Hall making a mistake. There's the race. Third and fourth place. Little Michael, or Michael Andretti, Little Al Unser. That's the race right now, Jim.
And Bobby Rahal in the lead was third in the International Race of Champions Series in '85, seventh a year ago. The only time he ever won a race in the series, it was here at Mid-Ohio 2 years ago. He was second here last year, and here he comes for the checkered flag. Dallenbach is going to be satisfied with second place, and Michael Andretti is going to hold off Al Unser Jr. to finish third. There he goes. Al makes the pass. Just a little bit too late.
He just waves to him. He knows he got held off, and that is a pretty neat show.
They both did a good job. They both drove very hard, and it ended up being very clean.
Now they're only coming with 1 lap to go. Let's see what the white flag is out. It looks to be a 2-car battle between Darrell Waltrip and Al Unser Jr., but they're closing again in turn 2, Sam. And traditionally, Jack, in NASCAR, you do not want to be the leader going on to that last lap. And yet Darrell Waltrip, the NASCAR expert, has taken the chance that he will lead that last lap, leaving himself vulnerable possibly to a draft by Al Unser Jr. There is the differential between first and fourth position. It looks as if it will go down slowly to a battle to the strike between Al Unser Jr. and Darrell Waltrip. Unser Jr. goes to the high side in turn 4. Will he maintain the momentum to the strike? Waltrip pedaling as fast as he can, goes downstairs, comes to the line. Who will win it? It will be Unser. Unser Jr. takes the checkered flag and the victory. Waltrip finishes in second position.
Watkins Glen has always been thought of as sports car country, and the legends of sports car drivers and their machines have been identified with Watkins Glen. It's kind of neat to see a man from short track racing has 1 lap now to go, beating one of the great road racing drivers of the day.
And did you see the enthusiasm from the crowd as they let up a cheer? Jeff Bodine, their hometown favorite, looks as if he may win the International Race of Champions. He started 5th at Daytona, passed Bill Elliott at the halfway mark, and on lap 20, he took the lead to score his first International Race of Championship victory. Came back to Mid-Ohio and started 12th. Used some early race moves and spins of others to finish in the 12th position. Then at Michigan, he started last, and he used the draft to effectively work his way to the front and tried to challenge this man, Al Unser Jr., for the win. He couldn't. He finished third. But this afternoon, he has taken command at the drop of the green flag and has never relinquished it. Al Unser Jr. is going to have to be content with finishing second, because this afternoon, it's all going to be Jeff Bodine in the orange car, circling this racetrack for the final time. 37 years old, now calls Julian, North Carolina, his home. He is coming to the start-finish line, getting set to take the accolades of this massive crowd that's in attendance this afternoon. Sam, he's going to do it.
2 turns left to go, Jack. Now just 1. And Al Unser Jr. has been unable to close that gap and stay the same throughout the whole race.
The checkered bunting is unfurled, and Jeff Bodine will win the International Race of Champions. The victory here at Watkins Glen and the Series Championship belong to Jeff Bodine from Chaumont, New York, now calling Julian, North Carolina, his home. Well, he's done it. He did exactly what he had to do. Get out to the front, not get past.
He was lucky on that first turn. Nothing happened. Nobody hit him from behind. But he then backed that up with immense skill, because to have Al Unser Jr. breathing down your neck like that for the entire race distance and to hold him off and never make a mistake. Neither of these leaders made any mistakes at all.
Just about 3 miles to go in the action. The white flag will be in the hand of the starter as they come down toward the line now. And it is Bill Elliott that sees that white flag. If you are going to play the game, this is the moment. Bill Elliott looks up. That is Earnhardt right behind him. There is what Earnhardt looks at, the leader just ahead. He pulls up to the high side. That should help spoil the aerodynamics at the back of the car. Now the fuel tank is in the rear of the car. It is almost empty now, so the car is a little bit unstable in the back end. Anything Earnhardt can do to make that car uncomfortable for Bill will work to Earnhardt's advantage. We're on board with Dale Earnhardt looking ahead to Bill Elliott. Elliott has dominated this race, certainly picked up points for leading the most laps. But Earnhardt is on his way trying to figure out how he can pick up the laps for the lead. Off of the final turn now, heading down toward the start-finish line. Bill Elliott is holding position. Earnhardt even drops back just a bit, and they cross the line just that way. Elliott, Earnhardt, Labonte, Bill Elliott dominates the first of the 4-race series of the International Race of Champions.
just ahead, Al Unser Jr. You look from Terry Labonte's car. That's third place ahead. First place is still Bodine. Second place, still Earnhardt.
And as we watched the front end, we were expecting Dale Earnhardt to be making a real hard run on Jeff Bodine at the last, Bob, and I noticed that Jeff just seems to have got some extra power, and he's literally running away a little bit.
And in the shot going away, you saw the white flag indicating one more lap to go. And already Jeff Bodine, as the starter reaches down to find the checkered flag, is on the backstretch. Here's the fight for third place. Labonte closing in. Al Unser just behind. Al Holbert jockeying for position. That's Bill Elliott just behind Holbert as the leaders. Now into the fourth turn. We're watching the fight for third place.
A classic matchup here now between an IndyCar racer, Al Unser Jr. on the left, and Labonte, the great stock car racing, in another battle.
Al Unser, Al Holbert fighting with one another. They fight for fifth place as Jeff Bodine takes the checkered flag, then Earnhardt, then Little Al, then Labonte, and a close fight, though I think Unser beat Holbert to the line as Holbert tried to go down low, and then Elliott came in just behind Holbert.
Just a half a car length is all there was between Al Unser and Al Holbert, Paul.
If Al Unser Jr. can hang on and win this race and the championship, Indy drivers in the history of IROC competition will then have 6 IROC titles, the NASCAR drivers 4. It's kind of interesting because the superiority seems to be tilting toward Indy drivers, despite the fact that the series format with its super speedways and these stock cars would seem to favor the NASCAR men.
On to the pit straight. Al Unser Jr. sees and acknowledges the white flag with just now 1 lap to go, separating Little Al from his second IROC championship and $200,000 in prize money.
Scott Pruitt got down. He's down about 1 second behind Paul, but that second's going to be hard to get 1 lap. Little Al is very secure where he is. If he doesn't have any problems now, he should be able to come home a winner, but Scott Pruitt's just going to try hard, and I don't think it's going to work.
Albert, Bobby, you say that, and we saw how secure Jeff Bodine was as he was getting around the course and how very fast he got off.
Bobby, what will Little Al do with $200,000?
Well, he was counting on that $1 million from the IndyCar deal that he thought he was going to win, so now this $200 or $200,000 just going to be a short $1 million. That's what it is.
Al Unser Jr. works his way around the circuit. Second is Terry Labonte. Scott Pruitt closes down behind Labonte in third, as Al Unser Jr. is perhaps on his way to the $200,000, but he doesn't have the money in the bank yet. And Scott Pruitt continues his closure on Terry Labonte. Labonte, the lime green car, sits in second. The white number 6 car of Scott Pruitt currently sits in third place.
Well, there Little Al comes. There's the checkered flag. He's just won $200,000. New snowmobiles for Little Al.
Al Unser Jr. has won round 4 of the International Race of Champions. And with it, Little Al wins the IROC Championship, the second such victory for this IndyCar driver, as now he slows and acknowledges his victory. Second place is Terry Labonte. Scott Pruitt finished in third place.
Bobby, you once run this race by just 2 feet. Are you making a lot of decisions at this point in the car, or are you still waiting for that last lap?
Making a lot of decisions, Sam, but all your decisions are based on what the other guys do.
White flag, 1 more lap to go. Can Rusty Wallace hang on, having come as a rookie from the last row in this field to the lead? Can he keep it? Earnhardt, Labonte in second, Earnhardt in that white number 7 sitting in third, and then Al Unser Jr. This is the deciding lap as they come onto the backstretch. They do have some slower traffic just ahead. They may catch them in the third and fourth turn. Rusty Wallace with the help of Labonte, and here they come. Wallace, Labonte, Earnhardt sits back in third. They come into turn 3. Again, some slower traffic. They may catch before the line. This is the final lap. Rusty Wallace, Labonte just behind him, then Earnhardt. They head for the tri-oval now, off of 4, and Rusty Wallace is looking at a checkered flag. Rusty Wallace picks up the win, followed by Labonte, Earnhardt, and Al Unser Jr.
There's the white flag for him. If he doesn't have any bad tire problems the rest of this lap, he's going to be our winner this time.
Remember, he is the defending national champion in IndyCars, Danny Sullivan. And adding this win in a different form of competition, really a big day for him, especially here at this track, which he partly owns.
Danny Sullivan, a final pass down the backside of the circuit here, lanes it into the corners, unchallenged now. And just ahead lies the checkered flag as Danny Sullivan picks up the victory at Pennsylvania International Raceway here near Nashville.
Earnhardt to win one of these IROC races. He's been this close before. Can you imagine his motivation right now?
The white flag is out. 1 lap to go. That's Pruitt down on the low side of Elliott. Look out. As everyone begins to close in now, and Labonte loses a little bit of the advantage he had to the backstretch on the final lap. Just about a mile to go now to the conclusion of this 100-mile race. Round number 3 of the International Race of Champions. Rusty Wallace closes now on Earnhardt.
No time left for teamwork. You just have to go for your own right now. Do the best you can.
Exactly what Wallace is doing. He tried to the high side, the battle for second place, as Labonte comes toward the line. Labonte screams toward that checkered flag, picks it up, followed by Earnhardt, Wallace, Elliott, Al Unser Jr., and Scott Pruitt.
White flag is out, and hugging the apex of that corner was Scott Pruitt. He tries to gather it back up after almost going off the course, but Al Unser Jr. rides to the outside into turn number 1. Pruitt in the black car, trailing, losing valuable time in turn number 6. There is less than 2 miles to go in this IROC race.
Pruitt's move came a lap ago, and it wasn't good enough. It came as they went down into turn 1. That was the closest he was going to get, from the looks of it, to Al Unser.
And by the gap you see right now, you can see that mistake cost him a little bit. And when you have 2 cars that are so competitive, as those 2 are right there, so equal, hey, just every bit of it makes the difference.
The equality comes into play. You can't make it back up by just mashing the accelerator. Any miscue is very costly. When you measure competition in seconds and scant inches, as we have here in the IROC competition, Al Unser Jr. is rounding out of the loop towards turn number 6, looking for the checkered flag. Pruitt trying everything he possibly can to take the victory away from him.
That's a little short straightaway in the back. Now they come into a left-hand turn very fast. There's not a lot of passing right there. And there's Terry Labonte, Jack.
Terry Labonte, who is trying to sail to his first IROC championship. As we come to turn number 7, it is Al Unser Jr. with a 5-car length advantage. He skids the car beneath the checkered flag. It will drop. At Albuquerque, New Mexico's Al Unser Jr., he acknowledges the checkered flag. Scott Pruitt will finish second. And rounding out of turn 7, there is your IROC champion for 1989 in the cream-colored car, Terry Labonte.
Well, thank you. I tell you, it's just a great series to compete in, and I was just lucky enough to win it. I tell you, all the competition's awful good, and the cars are awful close, and believe me, I was worried.
When you saw little Al pull out in front and Rusty fall behind, did you change your strategy at all?
Well, I changed it a little bit. I knew Al, had something for me when he caught me there and got by, and then I saw Rusty falling back, and I knew the main thing for me to do is not make any mistakes.